All right.
All right. Well, I just wanted to thank you so much for joining us this morning to go over the programs for the Pink Lemonade Project. My name is Talia Williams, and I'm the Director of Programs. Jenny?
I'm Jenny Jasinski, and I'm the program coordinator working with Talia. Thanks for
Hey.
coming.
Yeah, thank you so much. And our mission is to educate, empower, and support all communities affected by breast cancer. And so we just wanted to provide a little bit of information about our early history for those that aren't as familiar with us. We were founded in 2010 by Doctors Alan and Cassie Gabriel, and they're two physicians based in Vancouver, and they had a vision to provide critical supports to breast cancer survivors that were struggling with emotional and psychological aspects of breast cancer diagnosis and treatment. So some of our early programs included our 3-day retreats, our peer mentorship program, and then later building onto that with educational, community building, and peer and clinical support groups. And then with our generous donors and grants that we have, we've been able to expand our programs out and serve more individuals who have a breast cancer diagnosis. And then also wanted to add that in April 2021, we acquired 2 programs from Oregon Southwest Washington Komen affiliate. So that's after Komen National decided to close their local affiliates nationwide. And we took on the NBC Dinner Series and the Treatment Access Program, both of which we'll talk about more in detail. And of course, won't spend too much time here. We all know these facts that 1 in 7 women are at average risk of breast cancer in the Pacific Northwest, with 1 in 8 nationwide of men get breast cancer too. The statistics are about 11 new cases a day in Oregon, 18 new cases a day in Washington in 2023. It's very important that we help with the early detection process. And we know that genetics represents only about 15% of cases. And the metastatic breast cancer, the rates on that are pretty high. I did want to mention that the cancer continuum model here, Pink Lemonade Project now has more programs, and we're serving more people than previously. We are making strides in efforts in prevention and early detection alongside diagnosis, treatment, recovery, survivorship, and living with MBC. However, research is out of scope for us, and we don't plan on getting into the research field. And so this slide kind of shows you just kind of like how our programs fit within the cancer continuum. And so with marketing and public awareness, you can see our pink hearts in Clark County, our public awareness campaigns and social media efforts, our brochures, our breast health shower cards, and then some of our media, as well as, this is just a small sample of our partnerships and collaborations. And then you can see we have some efforts in early detection screening, and then a lot of our programs fall within after diagnosis into treatment, recovery, survivorship, and living with MBC. So the first kind of program that I wanted to talk about a little bit more in depth is our Pink Link and Virtually Pink programs. So with our Pink Link, that's really a kind of our in-person, and Virtually Pink would be our online. And so we offer community building activities, various events, including social, craft, nutrition, cooking, fitness, and more. So just as an example, we have a Yoga in the Park activity coming up on September 23rd. We have our annual pumpkin decorating event on October 1st. And as far as Virtually Pink, our next workshop is going to be September 26th, and that's navigating healthcare after your breast cancer diagnosis. We're bringing in a couple different community partners to really kind of deep dive on helping patients that are especially uninsured or underinsured learn more about how to advocate for themselves with their healthcare. And so we're also going to provide this presentation. We're going to have Spanish interpretation. So this would be a great one to recommend to your patients that they attend. So we'll have a Zoom link. We have a Zoom link, and all the information is actually already up on our website, so they can get registered. But with Virtually Pink, we typically provide medical experts on topics requested by patients. We do our annual survey. We get a lot of really great information and feedback, and also feedback throughout the year. We do record the presentations, and we put the videos up on our website so people can access them at any point. They're really open to anyone, and these Virtually Pinks are really intended for the entire breast cancer community. And I am going to turn it over to Jenny, who is going to talk about our treatment access program, our Pink Practicalities program, and a little bit about our holiday club as well. And I will actually stop sharing so she can share the website.
That would be great. Oops, wrong screen. Oh, my other window got closed. My apologies. Hold on just a second.
Oh, good.
All right, my apologies for that. My other screen got closed. There we go. All right. All right, so we'll start off with our first financial assistance program, Pink Practicalities. And just to give you a quick place on where to find it on our website, this is the homepage of our website. You'll go up here to the 3 little hamburger lines, get help, financial assistance programs, and then scroll down to find our 3 programs. So we'll cover Pink Practicalities first. So Pink Practicalities runs January through November in a calendar year. It's a financial aid assistance program that may be used for food, transportation, lymphedema compression sleeves, neuropathy treatment, wigs, co-insurance, and prosthesis, as well as surgical bras that may be used during treatment or recovery. Other types of requests can be considered as well. The Pink Practicalities applications are reviewed by our volunteer committee that meets once a month only. So applications are reviewed every 30 days. It's important to note that this is not an emergency program in terms of sort of a 24-hour hotline crisis situation. So just know that this committee meets once every 30 days. And that's when awards are made and then checks are mailed out. Pink Practicalities, the application for this program must be filled out by a healthcare provider. So if it's filled out by the patient, we'll need to refer them back to have their provider fill it out on their behalf. And that could be nurse navigator, somebody from the oncology department, licensed clinical social worker, somebody who can basically just kind of verify that that person does actually have a current breast cancer diagnosis. And some of the basic criteria for this program are that they are currently receiving active breast cancer treatments, which would include surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, that they live or receive treatment in Clackamas, Multnomah, or Washington counties in Oregon State, or if they're in Washington State, Clark County. They are experiencing financial hardship during treatments. We don't ask for any kind of documentation, but that would be something to be worked out between the provider and the patient applying. And we've had as in all financial aid programs, we've had a huge increase in demand in requests for this program. And so we've had to do a little bit of recalibration. And so at this time, we're prioritizing patients who have never received funding from us. Exceptions may be made for those who have a diagnosis of metastatic breast cancer, a new primary breast cancer, or a recurrence of a previously treated cancer. We do our best to provide funds to those in the greatest need. And so I wanted to show you the application briefly. You'll scroll down here to apply online. And just another note as well, we do offer whether the patient was awarded or not, and Talia will cover it a little more, we do offer a resource document, a 6-7 page resource document that we've compiled to help provide other local and national resources as well. So collecting basic data on the individual. We'll scroll down. And even though we are collecting gender and ethnicity information, the program is open to all. There is no restriction, obviously, on that. This is just for our tracking and collection and grant funding. important information, people in the household, how many are employed, how many are under the age of 18, diagnosis date, stage, treatment plans, county where patient is receiving treatment, what they're asking the funds to help cover with. We do, if the patient lives in Clark County, Washington, C-Tran is the public transportation, and we can offer C-Tran passes as well. A few other questions about whether financial aid has been received before. And then we've got this box here where we're asking the provider and the patient to give us just a little more in-depth of a financial portrait. It's important for the volunteer committee to kind of understand if somebody is self-employed and they may have to stop working, that's definitely going to affect their situation. Whatever is coming up, like if their car broke down and they need a new car, or they need car repairs, things that you can't tick off in those sort of normal check boxes. So any other information in that way that can provide a more in-depth financial portrait would be helpful. Just confirming some of the things, obviously, that they're currently in treatment, that they live in the appropriate counties, that they're experiencing hardship. And then down here at the bottom, we do offer, we have newsletters, a general Pink Lemonade Project newsletter for all those interested, and then one specifically targeted to the metastatic breast cancer community. And so that's a way that they could find out about other programs and opportunities that may support them. So that is our Pink practicalities. We'll do some questions at the end. So if anybody has questions, if you wouldn't mind holding them. Our next financial aid program is the Treatment Access Program, which is a program that we took on from Susan G. Komen when they closed their local affiliate. And this program is specifically targeted to help patients who have to travel longer distances to get to their treatment, and specifically for covering transportation, food, and lodging. And obviously to serve those who are underserved and who have greater financial need. So one of the major criteria is that they need to be at or below 250% of the federal poverty level, live or receive care in Oregon, the state of Oregon, the entire state, or in the Washington state counties of Clark, Cowlitz, Klickitat, Pacific, Skamania, or Waukegan. And then that they're traveling 25 or more miles to a treatment facility, because we all know that a lot of the rural communities are being underserved, and a lot of facilities have closed due to COVID and just other funding, and that they're in active treatment. This program is facilitated for us through 211 Info, which is how it was set up previously. And so when we took it on, we just left it sort of as it was with that. And then people will also be asked to complete a short survey within 30 days of receiving aid. So I'll just click on this. This submission process is a little bit different than the other one. The other form you submit online directly to PLP. This form you'll fill out, and then you'll submit it directly to 211 Info. And you'll do that either via fax or email. And the information to get it to them is on the application itself. And again, your basic intake information here. So we provide funding. They're in the form of gift cards, $100 incremental gift cards. And then you'll check the months in which the person is asking for assistance, whether it's for gas and transportation or lodging. And then there's a chart here to help you out with the financial aid part in terms of their income and whether they meet the qualification for the 250% at or below poverty level, and how many people are in the household, and how to do a quick calculation on that. And again, this program is not requiring proof, a documented proof of that, but it is, obviously on the honor system in between the provider and the patient. So in this program, single disbursements is $400. And then there is a application allowed during a financial year, and you can receive up to $800 total. But the max is $400 per distribution. And then the second page of the application is basically just a little more detailed instruction and explanation of the criteria and how to apply. And so you can look through that. And again, this is a form that is faxed or emailed directly to 211. And here's the email at the top or the fax number. And then our other financial aid assistance program is Holiday Glow. So whereas Pink Practicalities runs January through November, then Holiday Glow picks up in December. And this is a program where it gets a little more personalized. It's targeted to folks that are living in the Portland metro area and Clark County, Southwest Washington. And those that are experiencing financial hardship still during holiday time. And so this is targeted to families and children. So, you know, things get tough around the holidays. You're still dealing with all of the extra expenses that are going on. And then of course that may make the holidays, you know, just not as normal as it usually is. And so this is a way that we like to help bring a little joy to people at that time of year. And so this may, the rewards or awards may include financial, they may be gift baskets or toys, just depending on what the person requested. This again is also a volunteer committee that goes through these applications. Last year, I believe we had about 50 applications for this program. So it's pretty well known and in demand here in our local area. The application process for this program will open in late November, and we'll be sending out a little email. So you can either watch this and then there'll be a spot where you can actually open it up and apply. You can also send us your email in the chat or email us at programs@pinklemonadeproject.org, and we'll put you on a list and email you out and let you know when the application process is open. And then we distribute the awards and pass out the things in early December. So try to get it to people in the first part of the month.
Jenny, I just wanted to say that
Yeah.
the window is November 1st to November 30th, but we'll
You.
notify.
Oh, for the application process. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Got that a little off. Thanks for clarifying. Okay, so that's our 3 financial aid programs, and we'll have time for some questions at the end if you have any questions about those. Let me stop sharing. Okay, go ahead, Talia. This is the correct slide. Okay, so we are going to talk about our support groups. We have 5 different support groups. 2 of them are peer support, and they are Pink Lemonade Project trained breast cancer survivor volunteers. And Zest and Limoncello are the groups. Zest is intended for women diagnosed at a young age, whereas Limoncello is open to women of all ages. And our clinical support groups we have through a few different partnerships. The first is the Women's Advanced Metastatic Support Group through our partnership at Legacy Salmon Creek, and it's led by the social workers. And just to kind of clarify that you don't need to be a patient of Legacy to attend. It's open to really anyone that has advanced women's metastatic cancer. As well, this is true with our cancer support group through Compass Oncology, which is also led by social workers, open to anybody with women's cancer. And we have a breast cancer support group for Spanish speakers, and it's a native Spanish speaking licensed clinical social worker. And we partner with Northwest Family Services and Oregon Child Development Coalition to run this group. So all of the groups meet once a month via Zoom, and all the information is on our events calendar. And it's a great opportunity to refer your patients if they're seeking a support group, because we have participants from really could be anywhere from Oregon, all over Oregon and Southwest Washington attend the groups. We also have programs that are unique to those living with MBC. So we mentioned the Metastatic Breast Cancer Dinner Series, formerly Komen program. So that's a quarterly program that's kind of turned into Beyond Dinner, because we have brunch, social opportunities, lunch, also dinner. This past year, our Metastatic Breast Cancer Advisory Council decided to do two Zoom and 2 in-person events. So we had a summer social at Kennedy School that was really lovely. And we have an upcoming in-person event on October 14th. So that's the day after MBC Day.
And we're going to have a panel of 3 different providers providing discussion and Q&A. And then we'll have some time for lunch and social time, which is just so important to the community to have that bonding and in-person experience to get to meet others with MBC. And then we also have a newsletter, which is written by our awesome advisory council that comes out once a quarter. And we have a email distribution list that our MBC community can be added to the list so they can receive all the newsletters and then other information about the MBC related programs. And they really, our MBC Advisory Council really oversees all our programs. They are working hard on, we're going to have a print material directed towards those with MBC to educate about our program and also spread awareness about the statistics related to MBC. And then also, so look for our MBC webpage coming soon, and that's going to have more information. And it's a great resource for those in the metastatic breast cancer community in the Pacific Northwest. So we're excited about that. And then Jenny is going to speak to us about our peer mentorship program.
So our peer mentorship program is a volunteer-based program, and this also can be found, a sign-up form can be found on our website under the Get Help section. They're called Pink Peer Mentors. It's a one-on-one program, as I said, with volunteer mentors who are out of active treatment. They are often individuals who were once mentored by other Pink Lemonade Project mentors, and so they, are connected to the community and want to sort of pay it forward and work with those who are just beginning their journey. These mentors are trained by a licensed clinical social worker, and just depending on the volume of those that we have that are wanting to mentor, we offer trainings 1 to 2 times a year, both in person and Zoom. We have mentors that speak English, Spanish, and Ukrainian at this time. And we've also noticed that we've had an uptick in younger breast cancer patients requesting mentors who are closer in age. And so we're looking to expand and attract more younger mentors to our program. We are hoping to have mentors sort of across the whole spectrum, all types of diagnoses, age, stages of life, treatment options, and then, ethnicity backgrounds so that someone feels comfortable speaking to someone who may have been through a similar experience. And we try to match as best we can between what the mentee, the person wanting to be mentored, requests, and the mentors that we have available on hand. The mentors generally communicate through a phone call, texts, and emails, and it's meant to be, sort of a 4 to 6 time communication. This isn't necessarily a program where they're helping drive them to appointments. It's not that type of a program, but it's designed for mentors, obviously to listen to the mentees and to listen to them, listen to their worries and concerns, and then sort of help talk them through options that they may have, concerns that they may have, and share their experience. The mentors are obviously trained to keep all conversations confidential, unless in the event of emergency, because they're trained by our licensed clinical social worker. All right, next slide. And then our Revive retreats, and I believe as Talia mentioned at the beginning, this was our introductory program and how Pink Lemonade Project started off by Drs. Gabriel. And so these retreats are led out at a facility in the beautiful Columbia Gorge. They're led by licensed clinical oncology social workers, and they are 3-day retreats. So historically, folks check in on Friday afternoon and then leave after lunch on Sunday. The retreats are free. However, we do ask for a $96 refundable deposit just so that people are invested in actually attending. We've had, a rash of instances where people will sign up and then a spot will be held for them and they don't show up. And then people who were on the waiting list weren't able to attend. So that's unfortunate. So, ask for the deposit and then it's refunded once they attend. Participants, however, are responsible for their own transportation and any associated costs to get to the facility. This is for those who have finished active treatments. And historically, we have offered retreats for a couple different categories: general survivor retreats, long-term survivors, we're classifying that as 3 years out of active treatments, couples retreats, and then a metastatic breast cancer participant retreats. And participants can include, excuse me, tripping over my words here. Potential activities that can happen at the retreats are group circles, journaling, nature walks, private reflection time, gentle stretching. Occasionally there are guest speakers, and then optional massage is offered at all the retreats with the exception of the couples retreat, and then the group shares their meals in a group setting, a family dining style setting. All the participants do get their own room. Let's see, and I think that's all about that.
Great. And the retreats, as well as the mentorship program, are really great resources for any patients from Oregon and Southwest Washington too. So just kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so this is a graph to kind of depict how much we've grown since 2020 and hope to continue that growth path. One of the programs that I don't have a slide for because it's really in development is a partnership with screening through different community and medical organizations. And really the goal is to help serve underserved populations and increase mammograms and breast exams among those who just are either maybe underinsured or uninsured, and a lot of target towards populations of color. We really want to make it easier to access getting breast exams, getting mammograms, and really just detecting breast cancer as early as possible. So that's something we're working on and we have partnerships around, and it's just something that we're also really excited about. So Jenny had mentioned we do have a 7-page PDF community resource guide, and we on our website as well, we have a more in-depth resource guide where you can actually kind of type in the kind of resources you're looking for, and the resources will then pop up. But this resource guide is not only distributed to our Pink Practicality applicants, whether or not they're approved or denied. We really hope that you will get this resource out to your community. It was developed through a grant through the OHSU Knight Cancer Institute Community Partnership Program grant. And it was compiled by patients that really wanted like a kind of like a standard list of information for new breast cancer patients. And so, you know, please get this letter out. The link is on our homepage. And it's a really great resource for those who just, you know, need some other breast cancer support organizations, more information on financial assistance. It's really a good, a wealth of resources provided, local and national. And also, we do have some nice awareness materials that we can distribute to you on a couple different ways. Right now, we have them translated into 8 different languages, hopefully even more next year. And you can order them at pinklemonadeproject.org. It's also available on our homepage, or you can request us to send you the files to co-brand and distribute and print on your own. Or there's also links that you can directly print online as well. And so, yeah, we hope that you make use of this resource. As you can see, we have our program brochure as well as our breast health shower card that really kind of shows the signs and symptoms of what to look for. And just guides people through doing their self-exams. So yeah, make use of these materials. They're there for you. And really, that's what we wanted to talk about as far as our programs. But of course, we have some time so that we can answer any questions. We'll ask you a couple questions as well. But yeah, let's get to the questions.